What if your power was cut off tomorrow? No lights, no heating, no internet. Sounds extreme. It's reality for millions in energy poverty. 50 million in Europe alone. But you can take control, lower bills, secure your power, and stay independent. This is Do It Yourself. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Energy Home Do It Yourself. Let me start with a story from a country where you would never expect energy poverty in the first place, Germany. In Leipzig, in Germany, Maria never thought she would face a winter without heating. A single mother working part-time in a bakery, she always managed to make ends meet until energy prices rocketed. Her monthly gas bill nearly tripled within a few months as energy prices surged across Europe. She cut back on groceries, cancelled the internet, and even skipped meals to keep the heat on. Yeah, a typical expression with energy poverty, heating or eating. But it wasn't enough. In January 2024, she received a disconnection notice. With temperatures below freezing, her son Max started getting sick. Desperate, Maria went to a public warm shelter set up by the city. There she met dozens of people like herself, elderly pensioners, families with children, even teachers and nurses, people who never imagined they had struggled to heat their homes. The government had subsidies, but they took months to arrive. By the time help came, many had already suffered and the winter was over. Energy poverty isn't just about money. It's about dignity, security, and sometimes even survival. Would you survive a winter without heating? It depends which kind of winter. Similar stories I heard from a family with 5 children in Andalusia, Spain, but that was in the summer. They had temperatures in-house far beyond the body temperature and no air conditioning. See the list of videos and other resources in the description, which I saw for myself. I will see more of them. So that's energy poverty from nearby. Why is it considered apart from general poverty, which happens much less in Europe and in other developed countries? Energy poverty occurs when households struggle to afford essential energy services like heating, cooling, lighting. In the example above, it was because of a completely different rate of inflation for energy than with other goods and services. That was caused by COVID and the outbreak of the war with its economic consequences. However, also energy-intensive products feel the impact of the price of energy, and the fixed costs and taxes on the bill have their influence on the price. And finally, there's the scarcity of power, which makes the electric grid operators reluctant to allow more new connections. So then you are off the grid, if you want or not. There's a problem also in my home country, the Netherlands. As you saw in my previous video, the grid is full. Energy poverty isn't just about income. It's about an essential service, about maintaining a comfortable and healthy life environment. Without energy, you are just outside. How serious is it? Europe, between 8 and 60% of the population faces energy poverty, even among those that are not classified as income poor. Big English-speaking countries, USA, Canada, Australia, and UK, around 12%, so more or less like Europe. High energy costs and inefficient housing disproportionately affect low-income families. There are plenty of political discussions and studies on energy poverty, from price controls to subsidies. But does that help you right now? If you are among the millions struggling to pay their energy bill, market rules are basically simple. When something is scarce, then the price will rise. And with the global wars and inflation, the money isn't available anymore to provide cheap energy for everyone. Literally today, 18 March, when I was writing this script, big politics is deciding where billions of euros and dollars will go the next years. Now I say something you know already. If no one is offering quick solutions, it's time to take matters in your own hand. So which solutions are available to alleviate energy poverty? 1. Improve energy efficiency at home. Start with low-cost, high-saving solutions and keep the savings in your home energy fund. Then repeat the process for the next best saving solution on the list. Because this cycle is a money saver, it's better to not use this energy fund for other things if you can. For example, seal windows and doors to reduce heat loss. Concentrate heating in one room. Use electric clothes like in my video, which you see here. In a special playlist I explain also micro CHP that lets you really make electricity in the middle of nowhere. And that is great if you can use also the heat, the waste heat of the engine. Use LED lighting to cut electricity consumption. Install also thermal curtains to tap heat leaks and add to the insulation of the walls and the windows. There are many videos on this channel for a good deal organized in playlists. However, the most important thing with energy efficiency is to know any moment how much you are consuming. With electricity, it is rather simple to visualize that right under your eyes for a very modest investment of under 40 euros. Is that about 2 weeks of electricity bill for you? I show that instrument and also how to install it in this video, how to measure and monitor home power usage in video 43C. And in Amsterdam, they also measured the consumption difference in equal domestic situations, except for the fact that in one group there was a clearly visible consumption indicator at the center point in the house. Guess how much they saved only because of this number on the wall. It was 30%, and that without any other energy efficiency measure. It was just a psychological instrument. So that is what you start with. Without measurement, no management. Beyond this central monitor device, which you can let install by your electrician, you can also buy a few decentral energy meters for about the same price or even half of that, and insert them yourself on the socket of a washing machine, a refrigerator, an air conditioner, or you can just bring it around in your house and try it on everything you have, including standby devices. In the description you'll find some products that I have. Now, if you save 30%, like in Amsterdam, on an electricity bill of 1000 euros, you have 300 euros at the end of the year, and you can reinvest that in other energy improvements. Later in the video, I will also show Alexa devices that arrived yesterday and which are new to me. I saw some very nice Alexa devices also with the wall screen, but I took really the low-cost options because I imagine that you don't have so much to spend. We will see later in the video if I like them, because I have still to try them today. For now, I think that these simple devices without any Alexa or Wi-Fi, just hardware devices, they are the least you should have in order to start saving money. Really, it is very exciting when you discover how many hidden devices and consumptions there are in your house. Another solution is to adopt renewable energy sources, especially solar panels, photovoltaic or PV, provide sustainable and affordable electricity and are easier to install than, for example, wind or water turbines. Also, solar collectors are convenient, and that is to make hot domestic water. And I know that many of you are able to make those yourself. That's a little bit difficult for photovoltaic technology. Buying do-it-yourself components like PV panels, charge regulators, batteries, and inverters, and also heat pumps from do-it-yourself supermarkets or Amazon is often cheaper than buying the full system from installers. I did both and I know it. Battery storage allows you to store excess energy for later use. I heard from so many people which invested in a solar installation and are now in a situation that the government or the electricity supplier is less generous than when they bought them. I am curious to know if any of those families are now in a situation of energy poverty. Please write it in the comments. Because of their decreased generosity, it's also less convenient to sell the energy and then later buy it again when you need it. If you have a battery, even a modest one, you can avoid that sell-buy swindle for a part, especially when you can do a little bit of demand-side management. There's a simple calculation, you can see it in this video, to convert the price of a battery into an additional toll on the price of your kilowatt hour. That can help you to decide how many batteries you want to buy. Then another solution is to use off-grid and even mini-grid systems. These cost-effective solutions provide reliable electricity in areas with unstable or no grids. Yes, I'm talking also to you. If you belong to the 760 million people without access to energy at all, or if you belong to the billions of people that have a connection to the grid, but it is very unreliable. Look to my playlist for developing countries and you will see some interesting solutions. Also, how to live on 12 volt of a normal car battery. By the way, that's also a solution for developed countries that really can't afford anymore a connection to the public grid. I heard testimonials. See also the video on Andalusia, and it is in the list in the description, that some energy suppliers have very high fixed costs due to taxes, which you won't pay anymore if you go off-grid. And that was also our situation at the holiday home which we have in Sicily. We were there in the past only 1 or 2 months in every year. We had to pay the fixed costs all year round. They were not able to offer us some interesting solutions, for example, go off-grid for 10 months a year. So we just disconnect from the natural gas grid. Better go off-grid on time than being disconnected. At least you maintain your dignity of proactive decision making. Another solution is to get a dynamic tariff. This allows you to buy electricity when it's the cheapest. Where I live now in Italy, this is not possible. Even if Italy has the most smart meters per 1,000 households in Europe or maybe in the world. And also even there are 2 foreign companies from Germany and the UK that offer these tariffs in their home countries and are also here in Italy. How does it work? Well, with these tariffs, which can, for example, be every hour a different tariff, for example, 24 tariffs a day, or maybe even every quarter of an hour, then you have 96 tariffs. And for each of those time slots, the tariff is dependent on the actual situation on the grid. So, for example, if the wind is now blowing hard and the sun is very strong and the demand is very low, you enjoy the lowest price possible if the fixed costs are reasonable. See also this video, how to cut your electric cost with dynamic tariffs. It is number 57 on this channel. Well, I say the power is in your hands. Solving energy poverty requires a practical do-it-yourself approach, not just waiting for political changes. With energy efficiency upgrades, renewable energy adoption, and smart management, you can take control of your own energy situation. And the most important player in this solution, that's you. You know this device already. I installed it a year ago. And it is pretty simple. If you have also such a central switchboard in your house, So here you see the connections of the voltage, these two screws, and for the rest there are no connections at all. The only thing is that there is a hole to the whole device, which goes from here to here, and there's just a live wire, the main wire, it's going from here to here, and the current is measured in this way. So you need really only these two connections for the voltage, and the current must go through this device without any contact. And then you have here this rail. Here on the back side you have this metal rail, and then you have at the back side of all of these modules you have a clamp, and you put it just on side. That's it, that's all. Okay, then I show you all the functions here. This is the watt, the power, and you see the W. Here you see the kilowatt hour, and that is resettable. So you see here, switch, you push it 3 seconds, then this goes to 0, and you can do that every first of the month, in the night of course. And then you have here the voltage, the frequency is 50 Hertz, and then you have the current, so which is going here through this brown wire. And then this power factor, and the power factor is a little bit complicated with mathematics. But anyway, this device was so cheap, and you see here at a glance how much power you are taking, and you come nearby and you see, okay, it's 123 watts. Well, what could it be? Okay, we have now the lights on, and so, okay, that was 25 watts, so you see that in a moment. And that is so powerful that you see what is the consequence of what you are doing in-house. This is it. Current transformer. This goes around live wire of the current that is going inside the house. On these points here I will put a live and a neutral of the supply, power supply, which gives also the information about the voltage and the phase. And here's the Sally in action. So you see here quite a little bit of confusion, and that is because I have been working on the micro CSP, and therefore I have one plug here from below where the gasoline generator is. This is just coming from the power supplier, so our company. So I put this Victor, which you see in other videos, it's going to this plug. I can put it here or here. So that is temporary, but what you need to know only now is that here is the current, the live conductor from the whole house is going through this. And I put the current transformer of the Sally, of this sensor, of this energy manager. I put it here on this current transformer. So he's registering this signal from this current transformer and knows how much current is going here. But he knows also the voltage, because that is connected here, and it's also the power supply for this little device, which has a whole lot of Wi-Fi functionalities, etc. We are now able to measure the current and the voltage and also the power. That's just in the same way as you saw before at the wall energy manager. It's just in parallel, but the advantage of this is that you can use it to send to the phone, and you can send it to Alexa, And now with Alexa I found a device, but it takes some time, and I will do it in another video because I see so many functionalities and I have still to cut the video and put the music on it, so I don't find the time to do Alexa now. But I will show you now how this Shelly device has its own cloud. What you see here now is that it is sensing this current. Well, here is the watt, and it is negative, and it's the same watt 124. And on the Keto it's a little bit less, and that is because this Victron is taking a little bit of power, because it's keeping afloat the battery which is outside. Why is this power here negative? It seems as if there was somewhere a solar collector, but that's not true. I will say you what's the matter here. I have to turn this current transformer here. I open it now. And there we are. I turn it 180 degrees. And what do we see on the phone? Yeah, it's positive now. It's 118.5 watt. You can switch also with this device. And that means that if you have a device, some lamp or some computer, or maybe a television, or maybe a fan, and it consumes not more than 2 ampere, then you can switch it. And you can have 2 switches here. So that means you can have 2 devices which consume a maximum 2 ampere. So that means, let's say 400 watts more or less. And then you can connect it and disconnect with your phone or from your computer, anywhere in the world. So we will not go into Alexa, as I said, but I know it is compatible with Alexa, and we will do it another time because there are so many functionalities. In order to show you that this device sits on devices, you hear now the click.
Questo è un promemoria.
Alexa, stop.
So now you hear the click. So, and here's another solution for when you really have difficulty to pay the bill, electricity bill, because this is really energy efficient. It doesn't cover the whole body. You can still have cold hands and cold legs, but if you, for example, heat the room up until 15 or 16 degrees and then do the rest of the comfort with this jacket, you see it here, then you have a good body heating. It is really very energy efficient. Here I have also one of those devices which I said before, that it is an energy meter which you can bring everywhere. It's not for the whole home, but it's just for single devices. You can do it with the washing machine, with the refrigerator, and then you can also accumulate the energy which is taken, for example, in a day. But now we have this jacket and we'll switch it on. Here's the connector. So you can also walk around, so you can just keep it and then put the connector and then connect it to this control unit. If you need to heat, it's taking you for a warm up, 100 watt. So you have this video which will show you how it works, and it's a complete review of this thing. What is funny, when I was a boy of 15 years or so, I was also studying under the roof, and it was cold, it was windy, and then I made a double shirt, and I put electric cables inside it, and then I sew it again. It was a double shirt, and then I made myself a connector and I put it on the transformer of a model train. So it's actually feeling also already much better. It is really getting warm here. Okay, let's go on. Here you have a quite normal car battery. It is 100 ampere hours. But I show in my playlist of for the developing countries that there are many types of things which you can use on 12 volt. So devices which are not working on 220 volt but on 12 volt. For all those truck drivers and the campers and recreation vehicles, they have of course a big market of devices which they use for every day. So you can also take those devices and then you are really off grid. Of course you have then to charge it with renewable energies, or you can just charging in some other place. They do it in developing countries, but you can also do it in a developed country if you have problems, not grids available. I told already in this video here, if you have a new house, then it can be that the grid doesn't accept you as a client. That happens also in the Netherlands. But okay, it can also be if you got this notice like Maria in Leipzig that you are disconnected, then you have the battery and you have those solutions with all kinds of devices like refrigerators. You see it on the playlist for the developing countries, and it is a solution also everywhere in the world, also if you are in this kind of situation in the middle of Germany. And now reading this, I see that this controller does its job well. It is controlling the power, so sometimes it goes to 100 volts as it was before the start, then it goes back to 60 watt, it goes to 0 watt, it goes to 13 watt. It's just regulating it. But with this device, with this energy meter, you can also see at the end of 1 hour of usage how much it takes. Another solution to get warm is of course that you have physical exercise. So you can work if you are studying or working or doing a job that you are just not moving, then you get quickly cold if you don't have this at least. And then you can go moving, you can take some exercise, you have maybe some weights or so, or maybe such an elastic. You can go up and down on the stairs, or you can just take a walk with the dog, or maybe with the cat. Or what you can also do is just if you have a wood stove, as long as it will be allowed by the authorities, you can just take a saw and make the wood small. Let's see how I do it. So this was just wood which I found in the park. Nobody took it. And now I take a saw. And this is small, but I also took big pieces of wood, so trunks. Be careful. Put some tray under it to take the sawdust. And I actually learned myself also to do it with the other hand. As I said before, I did also such size of trunks with this saw, and then you get warm. And then if you warm up, then you can go on again 1 hour or so of studying or working on the computer to get and you stay warm for quite a bit, and it's also good for your health. And then you have also the wood to put in the stove. And of course, you can also do much with this old and known thing which I think you will have at least, even if you don't have that other one. A cup of tea. Cheers. I feel it go into my stomach. So what can you do next? Inform yourself, analyze your situation and the bill. Look around on this channel, which is divided into playlists so that you can do your research in a structured way. Look also in the description through the list of videos and articles on energy poverty from other channels that I watched. Then the first thing that you should do is to measure at least all the electric power that is coming into your home. I talked already about it a few minutes ago. In the description you find really an affordable device to put that in practice. The same vigilance you can also introduce for example natural gas or district heating if that is coming into your home. Now, thank you for subscribing and joining the community of Energy Home Do It Yourself on Facebook. Remember, taking control of your energy situation is not just saving money, it's about securing your future.